we're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're brothers. Give me a high five.
Your brothers? No. Yes!
What's up, everybody? You're watching and or listening to the Kyle and Craig Show. My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig, and before we get started with this video, go ahead and give this a big thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, or give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud or whatever it is. Just show some support. We always appreciate it. If you think we deserve it, which
We do.
we do.
The best.
Best podcast on planet Earth, because it's the Kyle and Craig Show. I'm just kidding. As I'm sure you can tell from the thumbnail and title of this video, we're going to be breaking down UFC 223, all that Conor McGregor madness. Every time I've run into anybody over the past 2 or 3 days, all I get asked is, what's this stuff going on with Conor? What's this stuff going on with Conor? So pretty much address all the questions and break it down day by day, so to speak.
Yeah.
As
the
it
week
unfolded.
leading up to the fight.
So, UFC 223 was scheduled to be Khabib Nurmagomedov versus interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
And they were fighting for the unified belt. Tony was the interim champion that he beat. He beat Kevin Lee earlier last year. And Conor McGregor was the undisputed champion. He was the actual champion. Now, Conor hasn't defended his belt in over 18 months. And due to lack of fucking trying,
doing anything.
They decided to strip him of his belt. You know, you're no longer allowed to be champion. You either defend or vacate unless you're hurt. We've seen people be interim champion for longer than this Conor situation, but it was because of due to injury, where Conor, he went and fought Floyd Mayweather, but even that was 6 months ago. He's had no excuses not to have fought by now. Exactly. The fight was going to be again for the number one contender versus the interim champion at UFC 223 this past Saturday. Now, last Sunday, what had happened was Tony Ferguson, I believe he tripped and fell, or he saw a friend walking.
Yeah, that's what the rumor is, that he was somewhere on stage, doing like after an interview or after a
media day
type thing, and he saw somebody he knew, so he took like a quick turn or something, and then he just straight up tore his LCL.
Yeah.
Tripped, and tore his LCL, like hard, like off the bone.
Which is...
Because you usually don't need surgery for LCLs. Obviously, he still wouldn't have been able to fight anyways, but... yeah, off the bone is not good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just picture eating a chicken wing and then ripping all that
I'm
stuff
thinking
apart.
I was going to try and make a ribs reference, but I couldn't think of anything. So.
Yeah, I just picture eating a chicken leg and just ripping it apart. So, Tony Ferguson, the interim champion, gets hurt. Now, at this point, I'll call Kyle. Hey, Ferguson's out. What's going to happen? I have no idea. And we had predicted this. We predicted that.
We
said
did.
Someone's going to pull out. Conor should step in.
Yep.
You know, we knew that he was going to be around.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we've been talking about
3 weeks ago.
Conor chose to not. You know, him and his people said, you know, we can't make that wait in that amount of time.
Did they? I thought
something.
What's
I
his
don't know.
name?
For whatever
Dana
excuse.
said that he didn't want to give it to him.
Okay.
Was that the other one?
That was the Frankie Edgar fight, but also this one.
Fight.
He said the same thing, where he said, I want the proper amount of time to say what, you know, to promote a Conor fight the way it's supposed to be promoted.
Whatever the fuck that means, man. I would buy that shit ASAP.
Like the day before, right?
Yeah, dude, I'd buy
Take
that
a page out of Beyonce's playbook. Take a page out of J. Cole's playbook.
Like, you don't get any bigger than that. Like, Conor McGregor hasn't fought in 2 years. He's not planned to fight. No one's scheduled to fight him. And then, so now you have 223 for what it is. And it's a good card, and we were going to buy it regardless. Yeah. But if fucking Tony drops out because he fucking broke his leg, and then fucking Conor jumps in,
that's
like,
great.
Dude,
that just
everybody would fucking buy, dude. That's the whole point. That would make it even better.
Yeah.
Of course, he would have gotten rocked. But
yeah. And that's another thing too. Was he just afraid to fight Khabib? I mean, who the fuck
I feel like
knows?
it's less like promotion and more like training time.
Yeah, but you're fucking the champion, man. You've been doing nothing for 6 months. Like, have you been also not been training for 6 months?
Yeah.
Like, but we know he's been training. There's pictures. He's in the gym every day. So it's like, and I mean,
it's
like,
what they do at this point. I mean,
it is, dude.
I get it. When you face someone like Khabib, you might like need more time if you were gonna practice on your wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And go.
He should have been practicing to fight Khabib since fucking beginning of 2016.
Fight.
Yeah.
fucking horseshit.
So, and, no excuses, man. I mean, people step up, dude. Like, fucking all the time, people step up and take fights on short notice. And especially when it's your division and they're fighting for your belt that you've chosen not to defend.
Yeah,
like, that is why it's.
So Conor doesn't take that fight, and the guy who ends up taking the fight, I don't know if you said it already.
No.
Is Max Holloway.
UFC 145-pound champion.
Yeah, and he had predicted that shit too, because in another fucking media day thing, he says if there's any way this fight doesn't happen, there's a 145 champ who would take that fight, and boom, it fucking happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck is happening? This is insane.
Yeah, it's best shit ever.
6-day notice, Max Holloway takes a fight against Khabib.
Yeah, and so which is not unheard of. It's
ballsy for a champion.
Ballsy,
to do that.
and it's ballsy because it's a championship fight. So you have to make 155 pounds, not a fucking point pound over. I think you have a 0.1 allowance. But where if it's a 155-pound fight and it's scheduled for 3 rounds or even 5 rounds and it's just not for a title, there's a 1 pound allowance. You can weigh 156 pounds. So like Anthony Pettis this weekend, his weight goal all week was to be at 156 pounds. He didn't even plan to get to 155 because there's no reason to lose that extra pound.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't for a title. So for Max Holloway to have to make championship weight, in 6 days is pretty fucking ballsy. And especially when we've come to find out, I just listened to Ariel Helwani's podcast. He was probably upwards of 180 to 190 pounds.
Really?
Yep.
Is that how much he walks around at, or was he
probably?
heavy?
I think. Well, he just got off an injury. He's fucking.
Oh yeah.
He had a broken toe or broken foot, and that's why he had to pull out of that last Frankie Edgar fight. So he probably wasn't in the best shape.
Nope.
But dude, he got down. So anyway, the week is progressing, and we get to Thursday, right? Thursday. It's Thursday night, and Max Holloway is cutting weight, and he's doing his thing, and he gets down to about 158 pounds, he said the night before. Wakes up Friday morning, which is the day of the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
And because your body naturally puts a little more weight on at night, And then so he wakes up. What's up?
I think the busting happened before the weigh-ins.
Oh, fuck the busting.
Yeah, the busting.
Right. Jesus Christ. I just got caught up on the
busting, because the whole... Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, so Thursday.
I think that's why you were so hard on Thursday.
Yeah,
you were trying to remember.
Yeah, I was trying to remember Thursday. So Thursday comes and fucking
media day, UFC 223.
Yeah, actually, pause. Back it up a second. So Tuesday, it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Khabib Nurmagomedov, who is again we said scheduled to fight in the title fight for Conor's belt, runs into Artem Lobov, who is Conor's best friend and training partner in the hallway of the hotel that everybody's staying at. And they had a little confrontation. They're both from Russia. They had an exchange of words, something along the lines of, "You fucking pussy, don't ever disrespect me again." That's what Khabib said to Artem, because they have a little bit of history from just talking some shit, and especially because he is Conor's rival and he is Conor's boy, Nothing we haven't seen before.
Nothing.
We've seen Conor get into it with fucking 175-pound champions like Tyron Woodley. We've seen people literally fight in the back.
Yeah.
It's nothing that's unheard of.
John Jones fucking trying to smack the shit out of DC.
Yeah. I mean,
dude.
We've seen everything. And so Artem Lobov, who everyone calls the Russian Hammer and the god of MMA as a joke, he runs and fucking calls Conor. So Conor McGregor, who's in Ireland at the time and had no plans on being in New York, even though he should have been because it's his fucking belt, hops on a fucking PJ with 30 of his best friends and comes to New York, comes to the Barclays Center on Thursday. And what?
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. And he fucking, no, he came, it was Thursday, was it Thursday night?
Thursday, it happened during nighttime.
Yeah, so he comes Thursday, and then he fucking gets his guys from the Mac Life, which is his website that's pretty much all about him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an MMA website, so they had credentials to the UFC event.
Yeah.
So they were inside and stuff doing their thing. He called them and said, "Yo, let me into the building," and they didn't know what he was gonna do, so it's no fault of theirs. But they let him into the building, and then they didn't know that he had this fucking mob with him, and then they kick in the door and they got cameras and shit. They were recording. He was recording himself do this.
No fucking way.
That's why some of this footage
is
so good. A lot of people think this whole thing was staged. I call horseshit because homeboy's about to go to jail. But a lot of people think it's staged because he had these cameras and stuff. But yeah, him and his
The UFC vlog was vlogging too.
Exactly. Yeah.
They got really good shots. I think I sent that to you, but I haven't watched it yet. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Really good shots.
It is. Yeah. It's
Like,
weird, and that's why
ESPN,
there's that picture of
WWE.
him like.
Yeah.
And it's just like so gnarly.
And then whose camera was that? Was that fucking what's his name watching?
Who? Artem?
No. Who? Go ahead. Continue with the story.
Yeah.
Somebody on the bus was sitting right where he was about to get smacked.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Was that not? That's somebody else's thing.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's cameras all over the fucking place. You know, the UFC event. Felice Herrig, who shout out to her from Crystal Lake. She got like the first video that went viral. It was her. 'Cause she was just like, "Oh shit, Conor's here," and then he's like running down the hall. So Conor runs up, and I'm sure if you guys are watching this, you've seen the video at this point. If not, I'll link it below. And he's trying to get Khabib because Khabib was talking shit to Conor's boy, so Conor hops on a private jet to come defend his boy. Can't defend a belt. Hey, Conor.
Flew thousands of miles.
Can't defend a belt. Never once has this motherfucker defended a belt, and then so he fucking like you said, flies thousands
of miles to try and talk shit to Khabib. I'm sure he would have fought him if he saw him. If Khabib was in the hallway, I'm sure he would have gotten smacked.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it's just a bunch of horseshit.
But the fucking audacity of this whole thing is you could have fought Khabib. All right, man, you're mad that he was talking shit to your boy. Sign the contract. Fuck the weight.
Dana
fuck the championship
is your
belt.
Bitch. Like,
yeah,
Dana
dude.
is your bitch, dude. Like, you for sure. Like, if you wanted to, 100%. Like, it was in your blood to want to fight Khabib. Like, it would have been done.
If Conor wanted to fight Chris Cyborg, he could pull it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Dana would make it fucking happen. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it does. Again, it doesn't even have to be for the belt. We would have paid to watch you two fight at 165. Whatever fucking weight you can make, Khabib can make. And we'll watch you two go at it.
Yeah,
no one gives a fuck about the belt, except for like Khabib.
And so Conor's walking around the Barclays Center looking for fucking Khabib, and then they're all on the bus. All the fighters.
On these two buses that are getting shuttled back to
the shuttle buses
back to the hotels.
Yeah. And so what does McGregor do?
So yeah, then he tries to get Khabib off the fucking bus.
I think he's knocking on the window, right? It's one of the videos.
He's like pounding on doors and stuff, like pounding on like Khabib, get out of here, you fucking pussy, out of here, all this stuff, trying to get Khabib to run out. Now Khabib has gone on record to say he's like, dude, me and Alain Quinta, we're all on the bus trying to get off. Security's stopping us.
Really?
Yeah, man. They're like,
nice.
They're not fucking sitting there scared of Conor.
No, yeah,
got a bus full of fighters. It's him and his non-fighting friends. Like, all of us can certainly take them.
Yeah. Fucking bunch of.
And he's a fucking Russian psychopath who wrestles bears. And then you got Alain Quinta.
Does he really wrestle bears?
Yeah. There's a video of him wrestling a bear.
Really?
Not a very big bear, but it's a fucking bear.
It's a bear.
Yeah.
That's
really
insane.
Interesting. Yeah. And then you got Alain Quinta, who's fucking Staten Island's very own, like pretty much lived the life of the Goodfellas. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just this real Brooklyn badass type guy. And nobody's scared of Conor. Like, nope. And especially in his fucking joggers.
That division just got so big so fast, dog.
Huh?
That division got so big so fast.
Dude, it's so good.
Like good, but I mean like big. They all got so big.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're 190-pound people.
Yeah,
like down
so
to 155.
So fast.
Yeah. So fucking Conor starts pounding on the bus, and eventually one thing leads to another. He wants to get in the bus. No one's coming out, so he finds the closest fucking thing he can.
Trolley.
Yeah, it's a fucking little steel trolley that he finds leaning against the fucking thing. He throws it through the window. I don't think he meant to throw it through the window. I think he meant to hit the bus and have it bounce off,
Maybe he didn't think that window was that bitch
some sort of scare tactic, Yeah, exactly. Like, didn't think it was, like, gonna break for sure.
Yeah.
For sure grab something plastic.
Yeah,
don't grab
dude,
this
the fuck?
blunt object. Like trying to throw a baseball at a window.
Those things are
like,
so bottom heavy, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, dude.
Like, there's no way that's not gonna crack
on one of those things. We stubbed our toes on those things that fucking work.
Yeah, dude.
And your life.
Yeah, dude, they're so bottom heavy, man.
So he fucking throws it through the window, and again, this is a bus full of people, B fighters. And
fighters who are expected to fight within the next 24 hours.
Who are all severely dehydrated.
Yeah, dude.
Super hungry.
There's no way that bus isn't just like...
Yeah, man.
And then they're not allowed to have water, so there's just like mist in the air. I guarantee you 100% that's how it is. Like SpongeBob and Patrick. Yeah, dude, just dying, dude. Them under the light in the movie, remember? It was like...
And this is the day before the weigh-ins, man.
So bad.
So everybody's in the middle of a weight cut, and if you guys have never seen someone on a weight cut, they get fucking agitated, man. Like when I used to live with Logan, and he had to like cut weight.
Yeah.
Angry guy.
Yeah.
Pretty angry guy. Especially when you walk around with Oreos and shit, and then they gotta sit there snacking on lettuce. So he throws the fucking dolly through this window. and it breaks the window and hits Michael Chiesa, who had an upcoming fight against Anthony Pettis the next day in the head.
We were looking forward to that.
We were looking forward to that. And Chiesa's a veteran of the sport, and then so is Pettis, and they both needed to win. That was a good fight. Hey. And so he hits him, and glass cuts Chiesa's face all up. And then also dust particles hit fighter Ray Borg, who you guys might know from the Mighty Wizard. When Demetrius Johnson did that flip armbar, he did that on Ray Borg. And he got fucking dust particles in his eye.
Yeah.
So he ended up with 2 scratches on both of his corneas. And then Rose Namajunas, 115-pound women's champion.
She made her weight.
Yeah, she got like super scared and almost broke her hand in the process.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it was a question of all that shit. And then somebody else, one of his other lackeys, throws a fucking chair at the front of the bus, and he tries to grab these steel girders, which I'm for sure he's not strong enough to get up and through the air.
Yeah, just weight balance. It would never work.
Yeah, so he hits all these people, and then
he finally gets stopped.
Gets taken, and then eventually gets escorted out of the building. You know, they all leave.
Yeah.
And then so Thursday night ends, and that was it. That was the shock value. We knew that Chiesa was scratched up and hurt. Ray Borg had problems seeing, couldn't see, and everybody's weight cut just got fucked up because stress adds. When you stress to eat, you know, we stressed, and everybody's shit is all on different pages
so
now.
I think Thursday night we knew that Chiesa wasn't gonna fight.
We knew that it was up in the air.
Yeah, I think for Mike we knew.
Yeah,
Borg, it was kind of in the air because it was like eye stuff.
Yeah,
so maybe he goes to the hospital and his eyes are fine or not.
His eyes washed.
But like just based on like video and people in the situation, like you just know your face is that cut. Like you're gonna have to go to the hospital all night tonight. Yeah, you're gonna have to get that glass cut out of your face, like you for sure.
And then there's no way you're gonna make someone who's gonna punch you in the face. Yeah, you know, Anthony Pettis would pick that apart. You know, like
I don't know about that.
I would just aim at your stitches, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
it's just net.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, he was never gonna fight. Borg was questionable, but
yeah. So Friday morning comes, and it's officially ruled that Michael Chiesa can no longer fight, and Ray Borg can no longer fight. And that was it from the Conor incident.
2 fights lost.
2 fights lost.
Like
and Artem Lobov, who was part of Conor's mob, who was scheduled to fight, is no longer allowed to fight. So that's 3 fights lost due to this one incident, right? Now here's where things get even more
crazy. Like hours later,
it comes out that Max Holloway
is right before the weigh-ins.
Is medically unfit to make weight. So he was on track, and like I said, I listened to Ariel Helwani's podcast, and he said that he got down within arm's reach of making weight. He's like, if they didn't stop me, I could have made it by the end of the day. Healthily, probably not. Yeah, none of it was probably healthy, you know. But he said he was within spitting distance of making weight. So I'm guessing 157, 156 point something, you know, pretty fucking close. But again, you can't make it. It's not 156. It's 150, which is dumb.
It's fine.
Which is dumb because for this, I'll tell you, because
they all gain weight.
Because we've seen situations where people have fought and only one person has been eligible for the belt. Khabib made weight, so he was eligible for the belt, right? And Max did not. But if they had just allowed him to weigh in, like even just weigh in at 156 pounds, and have it not be for his, you know, him to win a title, which we've seen when.
I'll be honest with you though,
that would have been dumb.
It would have been dumb on his part. There's no reason for him to fight Khabib.
Just to be a badass. I mean,
nah.
And Dana for sure would give you the belt. Oh. Dana can give the belt to a 9-year-old schoolgirl if he felt like it. He has the power.
I guess. You know? Then you could just straight, like, no, the commission, I don't know. I get what you're saying. If they just let him get there, then, like, maybe they would have been able to work something out. But if I was Khabib, I was like, dude didn't make weight. I'm not going to give him the belt. If he beats me, I'm going to kill you all. Because he's not going to get the belt. And then from Max's point of view, there was just no point to fight if he wasn't going to get the belt.
Yeah.
He already has the belt. He's not some like up and comer who's like trying to get a belt for no fucking reason. Like there's just no reason for him to fight if he wasn't going to make the weight.
Yeah, you're right. But so he missed.
But why stop him at 156?
Yeah, you're right.
Like the fuck? Like if he was 190 and he got to like 160 and the medical examiners went in or whoever the fight commission, whoever the hell stopped him, was like, oh, let's call it Thursday night. Like, oh, all our fighters are falling apart. Let's go check on them. Oh, you're like 160. You look dead.
You look dead.
You know, like Thursday morning, you look dead. You're 5 pounds off. 165. You still look dead. Like, You're 10 pounds away, dude. You're never going to make it. We're calling this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's 1 pound away. He's been dehydrated for the last 16 hours. And, like, nah. I'm not going to give you the 5 minutes you need to get that extra pound off. Like,
cut your
he's
hair.
like one dump.
Cut your hair, that's half a pound.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's like a haircut and a dump away from being 155. Like, the fuck is wrong with
He's
these
like a
people,
haircut
dude?
and a dump away. That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, so
Fucking dumb.
Holloway misses weight. Now, what this UFC did do,
The world explodes.
they had an insurance plan. Knowing that Khabib or Tony would pull out, this card was stacked with 155-pound fighters.
Yeah.
And people who could make 155 pounds. Yeah, there was... So the main card, obviously, you know, Tony versus Khabib. There was Anthony Pettis versus
Michael
Chiesa. There was Paul Felder, who's fucking veteran and up and coming. He works for UFC tonight. Versus Al Iaquinta. There was a couple of 145-pound fights on there where they could have had him.
How many jokes you think he got in his life for Laquinta in?
Who, Al Iaquinta?
Like, that's literally all I can think of. Every single
we say
time.
that,
Yep.
yeah.
Think of hotel
he's
chain.
a fucking real estate agent too.
Is he?
Yeah.
What the fuck
He's
is
a
that?
hustling motherfucker.
That's hilarious.
So, but now here's the even more situation, right? I hope you guys are following along pretty well here. Max is out, Ferg is out, and Michael Chiesa can't fight. So here's the obvious solution: Anthony Pettis, who is longtime veteran of 155 pounds, not exactly deserving of a title shot, but there and
Nobody
fucking
on the
willing.
card was, so yeah.
You know, like there and willing. And they offered him the fight. Now, from what I understand, Pettis said he was never officially offered the fight, like he was never handed the contract. But he said, "You want me to fight Khabib on a day's notice?
Yeah.
Pay me.
Yeah, you better pay me. Better pay me the big bucks.
Better pay me, because I'm gonna go."
He probably wasn't
die.
gonna get Ferguson money. You know what I'm saying? But he would have gotten whatever he was getting now.
$1 million.
Yeah, something, dude.
600,000 or something like
whatever Khabib's getting, like a little under that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you want me to go die? You
Yeah,
want me to
it's
go
a
be
death wish.
this guy's punching bag? Like, especially like, and I love Pettis. Pettis is one of my favorite fighters of all time. But he's on like a fucking. He's lost like 6
He's
of his
on, like,
last
a
7
2-year
fights. Yeah, he's not been
2-3
doing
year
very
down
good.
streak, yeah.
Hashtag USADA. I'm just saying. So they offer him the fight. He says, "Pay me." They say, "Nope." And then they say, "Okay, cool. We'll move on to the next person." So that was the fight that made the most sense because he didn't have an opponent and
Yep.
Khabib didn't have an opponent, and they were both right about the same weight. Pettis weighed in at 155.2 pounds, and then he had an hour and a half to make that extra 0.2, and they
Yeah.
didn't like give it to him because they couldn't come to the agreement. So he said, "Fucking, I'm stopped," and got paid for his show money, so that's good. You know, at the very least, he got that. So now here we have 2 guys who did make their weight. They made non-championship weight, Paul Felder and Al Iaquinta. Paul Felder, I think, is ranked like 15th. Iaquinta is ranked like 11th or 10th at 155. And I think they both weighed in at 155.2 pounds. But the New York State Athletic Commission decided that Paul Felder wasn't medically fit to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Did they say medically fit, or did they say because of rankings? Because what I saw was because of rankings.
I thought it had something to do
And then
with-
everybody on Twitter was blowing up like, when the fuck have the rankings ever mattered?
Oh, okay.
How many fucking
maybe it was
championship
that.
fights have you thrown together for money and
Yeah.
not, you know what I'm saying?
So fit, yeah. I mean, it
but
would
I don't
look
know why
bad.
people thought Felder was a better choice at 15 than Quinta was at 11.
Because he's
More of a badass?
Yeah, he's been more active.
Uh-huh.
Where Iaquinta's on like a 6-fight win streak, but it's been spread out over the last like 4 years.
That's not
You know,
enough.
where it's been
No.
a little less active. Where Paul Felder's been like on a
Busy as
tear
shit, yeah.
as of late.
Busy as fuck.
So everybody thought, you know, one of these guys is going to get the fight, and they both desperately wanted it. But like you said, I think it was the rankings. I was wrong about the medically thing. I thought, because I know that he was coming off an injury pretty recently too, so I thought maybe it had something to do with that. So they end up giving the fight to Al Iaquinta, who a lot of people didn't know. You didn't fucking know.
Nope.
But I mean, he's
Didn't know.
he's a UFC vet. He's fought people. He just knocked out Diego Sanchez last year. He's fought everybody in the division essentially. And they give it to him. So now we have come Saturday or Friday afternoon. They're doing the pre-fight press conference, and we have fucking Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Al Iaquinta for the championship belt.
Yep.
At 155 pounds. Now Iaquinta, the reason I'm bringing it up, only made 155.2.
Yeah.
And Dana said, "Dude, if you beat fucking Khabib, I'll make you the champion."
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like
Did he?
we'll figure it out with the commission and shit. But if you beat Khabib
On a day's notice?
yeah, on a
Yeah,
day's
for
notice.
sure.
0.2 pounds. He's like, we measured his underwear. His underwear weighed 0.2 pounds.
Really?
If he weighed in naked, he would have made 155 pounds.
That's
like,
hilarious.
We would have figured it out. But again, he wasn't going for championship weight. You just had to weigh within 150.
Yeah.
156 pounds or less. I love this little green thing. It's like,
That's
I think
adorable.
it's Canes. So we have that situation. So now we got a new championship belt, and the card is greatly depleted. So Conor McGregor fucked this shit up.
Yeah, that's the whole point of that backstory.
Yeah.
Is we started the week with a Tony Ferguson Khabib Rose versus JJ championship fights.
Anthony Pettis
223
versus
with
Ray
a really
Borg.
solid undercard
Yeah.
that they have not been able to put together. Not undercard, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, undercard.
Additional fights.
Yeah.
Whatever. Undercard. Yeah.
There's the main event and then the undercard.
Yeah, exactly. An undercard that was well put together.
They're stacked, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I was even excited to see it low
Not as
ball.
good as the 225 one that's going to be, but it's going to be really good. And so we were super excited, and then Ferguson's out. All right, here comes Holloway. Sweet, cool.
Even
And
better.
then the
I
whole
like
world
Holloway.
blows up. Yeah, I like Holloway better.
Yeah.
And then the whole world blows up. So now we got
Fucking 3 less
Khabib.
fights. So no Khabib versus Ankita, which is not.
it's nothing, man. It's for sure nothing. Don't even try and talk
He
it up.
immediately tried to we always decide is this worth our $60 to pay for it? If not, stream it.
Yeah.
But regardless, and immediately Kyle's like, yeah, I'm not paying for this shit, especially without everything
The
else. So now,
undercards, yeah, man.
what are you looking at? What was left?
I was looking at what was left.
No, so it's supposed to be, like I said, Ray Borg versus Moreno, Anthony Pettis versus Chiesa, Artem Lobov versus some schmuck. All 3 of those fights gone. And then, plus, even more so, Ian Quinta versus Belder was a fight I was excited to see. And that was a great undercard fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now that's gone as well.
Yeah.
So, it's really 4 fights that we lost.
Yeah. It's
And
fucked up.
that took a great card into a shit card. And if any of you guys watched it, it still ended up being a very good card. And we had, ready for this?
Yeah.
Saying his name all day. New Russian aspect at 145 pounds. Zabit Magomedsharipov.
What the fuck?
Psychopath. He fought that Kyle Boschnek guy.
Uh-huh.
And, dude, he fucking put on a display. And so did this Kyle guy. Neither of their stocks went down. It was a fucking hell of a fight. It's a hell of a card. And then the card was still good. We had that. We had Felice Herrig on the card, who's, like I said, local from Crystal Lake, Illinois. She lost, but it was a close fight. I think her stock went up in that as well. She'll be back. And then we had the championship fight between Joanna Champion and Rose Namajunas. And that was a close card. That was a close fight. I mean, Rose, I'd say won round 1 and 2. And then I gave Joanna rounds 3 and 4. And then
Striking was 108, Rose to 160.
See, I'm gonna talk
It's a lot
about
of striking, though.
domination.
Striking is
And
one aspect.
100 of those were fucking leg kicks. She was
Oh, yeah?
tearing her leg apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I wish
But,
this thing gave you more stats. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't that app.
Yeah.
But Joanna or Rose, here's the thing, right? And you know this. You need to beat the champion to be the champion. You can't tie, you can't almost sort of. It needs to be definitive ass kicking in order for them to take his belt away and give it to the next person.
Yeah, exactly.
And with a late takedown in round 5, Rose got the win, which is all good. It's a good card. It's a good fight. It's a good card. She'll probably fight
She's fucking badass.
someone next. Yeah, she is. Kyle likes her, right?
Yeah, she's cool.
Why did you pick her? She just looks like an assassin.
The first time? Why did I pick
Yeah.
her the first time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because she looks like an assassin.
Yeah. And then so we get to the main event, and we got Ian Quinta versus Khabib Nurmagomedov, and everything goes according to plan. The first 2 rounds, I mean, fucking Khabib takes him down and beats the living shit out of him. Yeah, pull up those stats. Man, I promise you, it's like 100 and something to like 26, as far as striking goes. And then rounds 3 and 4, Khabib tried something completely different, where he just did a stand-up game situation, where he's just standing and jabbing, and he for sure broke Ian Quinta's nose. But Ian Quinta looked good. His stock went up in this fight too. But Joe Rogan throughout the whole thing was giving some bad commentary about fucking Khabib's striking, which we know isn't great. But we also know that here's an opportunity for me to try some shit against not Conor McGregor and not Tony Ferguson, really technically almost unranked opponent. Let me try some strikes. So he's tried to stand there and box with this guy,
Yeah.
And I think it was good. I think it wasn't bad. He definitely outstruck the shit out of him. And then round 5, he kind of got back to his thing where he did the takedown and beat the living shit out of him. Did you find those stats?
Yeah, 172 for Khabib striking versus 43 6 takedowns, 1 submission, and 7 passes. Just complete
Jesus
domination.
Christ, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And it was a rape. For sure it was legal rape on TV. We all watched it. It was a great card. I mean, I went to Dave & Buster's and watched it, and Khabib is definitely the deserved champion. People were giving him shit, saying like, well, you didn't beat the number 1 contender. You didn't beat someone to become the champion. You know, you beat the ranked 15th guy. Listen, man. When you go through the fucking week he did, and then still come out and put on a fucking hitting display against Al Iaquinta, who's a chump by no fucking standards, who's on a 5-fight win streak in that division over some decent fucking people, you are the champion. Not to mention, Conor McGregor was too busy being fucking locked in jail to stand there and fight for his belt, and Tony Ferguson was too busy fucking looking at his friends and tearing his ACL to be standing there with the belt. I'm just saying, you gotta be there, man.
Yeah. You gotta be there.
Nurmagomedov,
It's not his fault.
when
He
Khabib,
fought.
yeah.
He beat who he beat.
Exactly.
You know, you put a man in front of me, and I'm gonna beat him, and that's what he did. And it's not his fault that that's who he ended up with. You know, he didn't back down when Holloway took the fight. Like, oh my God, you know, we've seen people do that. Like, oh, the guy I was
John Jones do that shit. Like,
yeah.
When DC pulled out, he's like, yeah, fuck that, I'm not fighting. And then, or Chael Sonnen pulled out, and then they said, you want to fight this other guy? And he's like, nope.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight. I trained for Chael, and he's not here, so I'm not fighting.
Exactly. So people have done that, and Khabib could have done that, and no one would have blamed him. And he didn't. He's like, all right, bring on Holloway.
Yeah.
Like, this man's ready to fight anybody.
And I'm glad I brought up John Jones, because like we had that situation at UFC 197 when John Jones made his first return, and he was scheduled to fight DC, and then DC pulled out, and then they gave him Ovince St. Preux on like a day's notice, or like a week's notice, or whatever the fuck it was. And now everyone was like, this is the worst John Jones we've ever seen. Well, he's fucking planning to fight this wrestler for the last 3 months, and now you got him fighting another striker, kickboxing guru in Ovince St. Preux. So of course it's going to look a little off, because that's not what he was training for. So ipso facto, you could say the same thing about Khabib.
Yeah.
He was planning to fight these. He was planning to fight these strikers in Tony Ferguson and Max Holloway. You know, and then now you have a fucking collegiate wrestler in Al Iaquinta.
Yeah.
So like things are different.
And he practiced for 3 months striking. You may as well get the practice in.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So Khabib is your undisputed, unfucking questionable, undeniable, the only 155-pound champion in the UFC, and I got a little emotional when he was giving his speech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been watching him for a long fucking time, and he's been deserving of it. From beating Rafael Santos,
25-0, man, in one of the toughest divisions in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
I think his UFC record is like 9-0,
10-0 now.
10-0.
Over
shout out to fucking
wins
him.
over Rafael Santos, Edson Barbosa, Michael Johnson, Al Iaquinta, fucking Tarek Safdien or some shit. I don't know. A bunch of killers.
Whooping ass the whole fucking time.
So, but unfortunately, the weekend is just overclouded and overshadowed entirely by
Conor fucking
McGregor. So we know what happened, right?
I think I'm officially off his bandwagon, man.
Oh, shit. That's unfucking... I didn't expect you to say that.
Really?
I mean, I was going to ask you how you felt about the situation. But
man, he's fucking annoying, dog. That's fucking
10
stupid.
years.
Like, he keeps pulling me back, and I'm sure when he fights, I'll be like, oh, let's go. But, like,
Me too.
I kind of hope Khabib just rapes him.
Yeah.
Like, just kicks the living shit out of him, dude. Like,
Ronda Rousey.
yeah, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, take the fight, or, like, go on Twitter and be like, Khabib, like, you're mine as soon as you win this fight. Like, you touch my boy, or whatever you want to call it. Say whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, like, literally do anything besides fly to America from Ireland. Like, that is premeditated. Like Dana White was saying, like, everyone was asking Dana White, like, oh, is he fired? Like, what's going to happen? And then he's like, well, there's way bigger things than me firing him right now. Like, he could be a convicted felon at the end of all this. I don't know. This is a slow process.
It is. Slow
I mean, today's Tuesday. This all happened Friday, Thursday night. So I'm sure there's an investigation going on. Yeah. But, like, it feels slow to me. Like,
time stopped moving, bro.
Yeah.
That was the longest weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe by this weekend we'll hear something else. But even if he doesn't, like, let's just say, like, he gets left off with, like, a warning or a misdemeanor or some bullshit. Like, the UFC has got to do something. They have to do something. They can't do either fine him a dick ton of money or, like, suspend him. I would suspend him, dog. Like, you haven't fought for the last 2 years? They're not going to suspend him.
They're not going to suspend him.
It's too much money.
We need to see him in the cage as soon as possible, and especially with this hype train rolling. And I'm not even rooting for the guy.
You know how I'd punish him?
We need to get his punishment.
Force him to fight
Khabib and Tony at the same time.
Yeah.
I'd
force him to hype Khabib. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Steel cage match. I'd make him fight Khabib and the Bear.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, dude. Khabib and the Bear.
I'd make him fight Khabib. I'd get him in there as fast as possible and let him just fucking get an ass kicking, or let him kick the shit out of someone. if he does kick the shit out of a Khabib or something like that, and then fucking that's cool too. Then we got Conor back in the fucking UFC. I'm just sick of this motherfucker, man. I mean, I could.
When you start fucking with other people's money and other people's fights,
he's about to get sued.
and he's lucky as shit that we didn't buy that fucking card.
I sued him.
Yeah, and you can always return it right before the fight happens.
And they said that too. That we'll give full refunds on everything.
Yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying?
He's about to cost.
Good lucky we didn't plan a party or some shit.
We're pretty fucking close.
I was not. I don't know what you doing.
I was getting pretty excited about the fucking card.
Oh well, yeah, I was getting excited too, but I'm sure people ran into problems because of this bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sure
that's why they
people had to cancel parties.
Yeah.
I'm sure people had to
cancel flights,
return tickets
mm-hmm.
to this thing. You know what I'm saying? Take back that vacation day that they were supposed to take. There were probably a lot of fucking
upset
after effects,
yeah,
ripple effects because of what the fuck this dude did, and it's just so selfish.
It's selfish.
And it's so fucking
stupid,
annoying, dude.
And it's fuck ass macho. Fuck anybody who fights, man. If you're not a UFC fighter, it's enough of this defending your boy, defending your pride, prideful fucks. Dude, you're 30. Okay, and your boy is 30, and your boy also is trash. And if he can't fucking stand there and defend himself, it's
he's
not,
right
it's
there
not
in
even
front of
he
Khabib.
was
If he felt so disrespected, do something.
Yeah, man.
You called McGregor to fly thousands of miles because you couldn't defend, even if he.
You're a pick, and you're not just some schmuck. It's not it's Conor's boy who's a photographer for the UFC who's getting picked on by Khabib.
Yeah.
No, you're fucking Artem Lobov. You probably walk around about the same thing as these guys. You're not desperately smaller where you need fucking help. Fucking fight Khabib, you pussy.
Yeah. If you felt that disrespected, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he just told McGregor hey man, it's crazy shit happened. Ran into Khabib. This is what he said, and McGregor probably went off. I see that more likely than this guy being McGregor, I need you here ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was his real friend, he'd tell McGregor hey, it wasn't a big deal. Stay in Ireland.
No,
he wouldn't do that.
He just doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about these people. Yeah.
But I mean, you very well could be right.
McGregor's a hothead.
Yeah.
And he's got no news. And so
I think it's just about staying him.
And then I saw something
relevant.
earlier this week too that Mayweather's back in the news, saying that if he fights again, it's gonna be in the octagon. And then Dana White saying I very much see it happening. This thing is probably gonna happen, guys. I just hope it's without that weasel, whoever that weasel is. I don't know who that boxing.
The guy from fucking Showtime, whatever his name, Esparza.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't even know if we're gonna get, because of all this bullshit. We might get the Khabib Conor fight, but if it wasn't because of this bullshit, I doubt we ever would have gotten it.
I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
I honestly don't give a shit. I'm so done with Conor and the fucking.
If he fights Mayweather, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it.
No,
I'm not gonna buy it
on my phone or Dave Buster or some shit. But I'm just done. I'm just done with it. Fight fucking Nate, or don't fight Nate. But enough of this teeter-totter bullshit, man. Stick your toe in the water, kind of hey guys, I'm still here, posting fucking pictures on Instagram, once a champion, always a champion, always
poking
ready.
Fun at people and shit.
Fucking,
get the fuck out of here.
Poking fun at Max Holloway, talking shit with this person, starting shit with this person, just trying to stay relevant. Fucking fight or don't fucking fight. I personally, and I'm obviously a hip hop head version of a UFC fan. What do they call it?
Old head.
Not even, yeah, an old head. They got a word for it. The purist. I'm an MMA purist. So I'm excited to see Khabib fight Eddie Alvarez, the winner of Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, or fucking if Tony Ferguson ever gets his shit together. If he fights Conor, cool. But I'm excited for him to be a champion. Or Holloway, yeah. Let Holloway heal up. But Holloway, I just want to see him fight Brian Ortega.
Yeah.
If fucking Brian Ortega loses to Holloway, have him step up and fight Khabib. Something. I give a shit about Conor and Khabib.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. It's
just done.
I'm done with Conor for sure.
So what do you think legally should happen to him?
I don't know. You should for sure get a felony. There's a lot of things. You broke into a place you weren't supposed to be. I don't know if you can break into an NBA stadium. He was let know, so he really didn't break anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Those guys could face fucking fines.
I'm sure they're not going to the next UFC event at all.
Yeah.
Why
they credentialed a website devoted to a guy, and
well, because they talk about other stuff too.
Yeah, but it just seems stupid.
Trying to it's 5:23 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. Trying to figure out what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Trying to see the latest stuff.
Yeah, as far as updates go, I think they need to throw the book at him. Not jail time wise, just time wise. Fuck him up. Take his time, take his money. And I'm all one for fucking. He's gotten tenfold what he deserves. You know, like he's done a lot for the sport, more than anyone in the history of the sport has. I mean, maybe not as far as the progression of the sport, but as far as the growth of the notoriety of the UFC.
Yeah.
And he's been paid in gratitude of that, you know. But he needs to get his fucking ass chewed up in legal fees. He's gonna. Chiesa should sue him. Ray Borg should sue him. Anthony Pettis should sue him. The UFC should sue him. The Barclays Center should sue him. The bus company should sue him. Rose Namajunas could sue him.
I hope he loses a lot of fucking money.
That's what
I
I'm
hope.
saying.
Like a bunch of fucking money.
Like, don't go to jail because doesn't do anybody any good. I'm not one for just locking up a guy for a
put it
bad
on his
afternoon.
record, a felony. I'm
Maybe
down for
like
a felony.
a month or two or a night or so. You know, I don't know. But like, he's got a kid and home and everything like that. I'm not trying to take a man away from his family type shit. But if you don't have the money to give, obviously you need to pay your time like that. But his money could do a lot more for the community and the world than and be taken away from, and that's going to affect him a lot more than locking him up. I mean, what happened when you locked up Floyd Mayweather? Not a goddamn thing. Take Floyd Mayweather's money away. You know, like that could have done more.
Yeah.
If Mayweather went to jail, cool. No one's going to touch me. I'm Floyd Mayweather. Let's fight then. You know, who's going to fight Conor McGregor in jail? No one. He's going to be sitting pretty in some fancy fucking jail somewhere, not being touched because he's Conor McGregor.
Not that he should be fought. Why do people have to go to jail?
I'm just saying there's nothing to be
fought?
afraid of about going to jail. Conor McGregor goes to jail for 6 months. Nothing happens. He comes out in 6 months. He's still rich as shit, and he's still going to do what he wants to do. Except he's got an attitude because he's been in jail. Take his fucking money away and really get to him. That's what he prides himself on. Take that shit away.
I agree with you. 100%.
Any updates?
Not really with that thing, but with the fucking whole Floyd Mayweather thing.
Yeah.
According to reports, Omar Al-Rassi, editor-in-chief of Sports Journal, Dubai's largest sporting news outlet, who referenced sources, the fight will take place in the octagon with modified rules. Here is a look at tweets from Al-Rassi that break down the report. The reporter rules the two men will abide by in the octagon. Floyd Mayweather will fight Conor McGregor in the octagon with 4-ounce gloves, no shoes, 5-minute rounds in 155 division. I don't know why that is a thing. You're in the UFC. Of course, there's no shoes. No kicks, no takedowns, no elbows, no knees. Certain things will be allowed, like the clinch. It's a boxing match in the octagon.
Yeah, what the
without
fuck is
shoes.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Co-promoted by Mayweather and UFC and Floyd. Last time I said McGregor will be a co-promoter. Nobody believed me. But again, this time, this is the right game. Sources say things, but it changes very quickly.
And that's interesting because
According to sources, UFC was set to announce the fight and potentially newly constructed contract for McGregor at the press conference before the melee ensued. So maybe that was the contract that they were talking about. So it was never going to be Khabib versus fucking vagina.
Because me and Kyle were talking. He's like, dude, no, they're talking about Conor's going to sign this contract. I'm like, no way this motherfucker was getting ready to fight Khabib. He's like, I don't know, man. They keep talking about this contract. So that could be what the contract was.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
And then like
I think I don't know who wrote it and shit and how credible it is, but just as I'm drawing dots in my own head here, every time Mayweather talks about this, he's like, me and Conor will fight again, and it will be in the octagon. He didn't say we're gonna fight in MMA. He said we're gonna fight again.
Yeah,
inside of an octagon.
Yeah.
You know, he's being very choosy of his words. He's not saying we're gonna fight in MMA. We're not gonna fight in the UFC. We're gonna fight in an octagon, which is all that is. You know, it sounds like a boxing match with smaller gloves in an octagon.
Yeah.
Even if there's a clinch, take your fucking pick, man. Pick one thing that Conor can do that is outside of the sport of boxing, and he will fuck you up. If it's the clinch, he's gonna knee you in the fucking. He's gonna knee you in the next week. If it's whatever, dude, just pick your fucking poison. Conor will fuck you up inside the cage.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anything else to talk about? You want to wrap it up? Nice 45-minute show there.
Liverpool fucking won today against Man City 2-1 in the Champions League, second leg. So they won.
So they advanced?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5-1. Fucking pure domination. I'm fucking excited as shit.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Liverpool. And shout out to the fall of Man City. This past weekend on Saturday, I watched Man United, my team, on Derby Day play Manchester City, and we fucking beat them in a crazy. We were down 0-2 in the first half, and then we came back to win 3-2.
Yeah.
So it was a great game.
Yeah, so they were talking about it on the postgame show how, like, Man City, they could fucking, they were on, like, one of the greatest runs in Premier League history, and they've kind of taken a downward spiral
They've lost 3
the last month.
Week.
Yeah, and they're still probably going to win, but, like, you can win. I don't know. The way Alexi worded it was like, you can win the Premier League, you can win La Liga, but, like, Champions Leagues and Euro Cup and all this other stuff, not Euro Cup, Euro League is nationals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Champions League, stuff like that
Europa.
is where like these great teams are made.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you dominated the Premier League. Now, like, go up against the best teams in the world and beat them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so.
But when you lose to Liverpool last week 3-0, you lose to us 3-2, and then you lose to Liverpool again 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like
trash.
Yeah. And then fucking AC Roma came back with a godly. Not as good as Barcelona's comeback from 2 years ago when they were down 4-0, but they were down 3-1. And was it 3-1? Yeah, they were down 3-1. And they fucking scored. No, 4-1.
No, they were down 3-1.
4-1.
4-1.
Barcelona won 4-1.
Okay. So they were down by 3 goals, is what you were thinking.
Yeah, down by 3 goals. And then today they fucking won 3-0. And they won. So it was 4-4, and they won on away goals. Because they had
crazy.
one away goal last week, and then
the-
Barca didn't score anything today
Yeah.
in Italy, so they won.
So when it's tied
Fucking crazy.
in Champions League, it's 2 different games, and then whoever has the most goals at the end of the 2 games is the winner. If you're tied, it goes to who had the most away goals, and then that team is the winner.
Yeah, and AC had one. So
yeah, dude, that's nuts. I mean, shout out to Roma.
do I keep calling them AC Roma?
It is. It's AS Roma.
AS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know what the
But
fuck I
yeah,
keep doing
nevertheless.
that. Embarrassing.
So Champions League's getting real. I stopped paying attention because my team is out of it, but I'm excited. Here's the thing. Not going to spend too much time on it. I'm rooting for Liverpool. When Manchester United's not involved, I cheer for my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like if we were both
me too.
playing professional sports, and if my team's not winning, I hope your team's winning. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So when it comes to like watching professional sports, Manchester United is out of the Champions League. I hope Liverpool wins. But in like the Premier League, I hope you fucking lose because we're still in it. You know? Like,
yeah, I should have been rooting against you guys when you guys came back the other day. I was like, oh my god, so happy, but I was like, nah, bad idea.
Yeah, it's hard to.
And we tied too, so it's just not a good look.
Yeah. Oh, and then fucking. Nah, it doesn't matter at all. But Ronda Rousey made her fucking debut at WrestleMania. No one gives a shit. Okay.
So Juventus and Real Madrid play tomorrow, and Real Madrid's got like a 3-1 lead, and then Bayern and Sevilla play tomorrow, and Bayern's got a 2-1 lead. So we can just safely assume, who knows, because after today's craziness, you never know.
Yeah.
That Real Madrid's going to go on, and then Bayern's going to go on. So it'll be Liverpool, Roma, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich.
And I like
And I
Liverpool's
fucking
chances.
pray to
Yeah.
God. Don't know why I said that. That fucking we get AC and fucking AS Roma.
Just say Roma.
Roma in
Say
the draw.
Roma.
Yeah. If we get Roma, dude, I'm gonna be so fucking happy. They're not slumps. They made it all the way to the fucking semifinals of the Champions League.
No, they're not.
But they're not Real Madrid, and they're not fucking Bayern Munich.
And no
dog.
one.
They're fucking
And this is what I'll say
Bayern
right
Munich.
now. Apart from your loss to Manchester United, and I'll obviously be very biased towards the Premier League. No one's been on a run like you guys have.
Hell no.
You guys
Hell
have
no.
been crushing the Champions League. You've been crushing the Premier League. Apart from that very close... Nah, it wasn't very close. We beat the shit out of you. Apart from that loss to us a couple weeks ago, you guys have been on a tear.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of you. Don't even play.
I forgot.
But yeah, so shout out to that. If you guys are watching soccer, get fucking on it or get out.
And the World Cup's coming. Oh, yeah. So excited.
Dude, yeah, I'm
so much
fucking
to talk
hyped.
about in the next coming month.
Yeah, but yeah, stick around, and next week we'll be breaking down. We'll kind of update you with all this whole Conor situation because that stuff's going to unfold. I want to get into John Jones a little bit. I think his USADA suspension is coming up soon here too, and then we got some big fights coming up this weekend in UFC. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and the return of Carlos Condit versus Alex Cowboy Oliveira. So that's on cable. So I'm excited to watch those on Saturday
Let's
night.
watch it.
Yes, and then soccer.
Yep.
Other than that, this has been the Colin Craig Show. Comment below what you guys think is going to happen at fucking McNuggets, and let's get involved down there. Other than that, that's it.
I don't know what the fuck you just said. McNuggets?
Yeah, Conor McNuggets.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, let us know what you think. Thank you for watching and or listening to the Kyle and Craig Show. My name is Kyle.
They call me Daddy.
Like sports, I could do
Have a
something in
great-
sports. Maybe I could be like an announcer, like a colorman. You know how I always make those interesting comments during the game?
Yeah, you make good comments. They tend to give those jobs to ex-ball players and people that are, in broadcasting.